Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name's Chad, and today we're bringing you one of our build breakdowns featuring some awesome Volvo. Today we have a great C30, but before we get into any of that, I'd just like to thank this video's sponsor. That would be Elevate. If you don't know Elevate by now, where you been? They make a ton of great products for our platform, the C30 in specific, but Volvo's as a whole. They do great on the P2 chassis like Greg's VR. They are just a phenomenal company to work with. So, link in the description below. Check them out. They make some awesome stuff. You're really doing yourself a disservice by not checking them out. But now, we're gonna meet James and Blue and check out this awesome 08 C30. James, how we doing?
Doing well yourself.
So what exactly do we have here?
So we'll start off just the exterior. You know, we've added a GT500 hood vent, added some rally stripes on the fender.
Now, when you say GT500, you mean a Shelby?
Yes, yeah. So those are factory hood vents on the Shelby. Blacked out the marker lamps, and that's pretty much it. We've got some mud flaps.
I feel like that's almost a prerequisite on these cars now. I noticed you're still rocking the stock wheels.
Yeah. Just haven't found ones that I prefer yet.
Fair enough, I do that. So let's check out the interior. As we can see, we got Blue here, so we have plenty of space in the back for him. Now, I should mention, we are in North Carolina right now. You came all the way from Colorado, correct?
Yep, that's right, just north of Denver.
How long did that take you?
About 22 hours worth of driving, 1,400 miles. So.
But now we're going to dive right here in the interior. Now, as you can see, we've got the Blue mod for the dog, which is insane that a dog of that size can fit in there, but easy, buddy. Let me ask you a question. That toggle switch, that is obviously not from factory. What does it do?
So that controls our Haldex system. It allows us to either do an all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, or a full lock on the rear ends.
Now, when you say full lock, does that go full rear-wheel drive, or is that just 50-50?
50-50 front and back, but there's absolutely no slip, so it's like a 4x4 truck where it'll bind up if used on dry pavement, but on gravel and snow, it's awesome.
Why don't we pop the hood and take a look at the star of this show?
So underneath the hood, we've got quite a few mods. Front to back, we've got a didnt intercooler, Elevate charge pipes and hoses, Samota CCI intake from Viva, Puma Speed upper intake, Porsche throttle body, Newman cam stage 1, didnt intake pipe. We have a Anabono engineering lightweight pulley, Gates RPM Kevlar timing belt.
Now, what's the difference in size versus the stock throttle?
I think it's a 68 to 70 millimeter. So it's not much of a difference, but when you're talking circumference, it actually...
And we're still on the stock turbo?
Correct. So we actually have a 7+7 billet aluminum intake impeller. But you know, we really didn't see any gains from the dyno from that mod, but it's supposed to have upgraded bearings, so hopefully looking for a little longer life.
Fair enough. And just to let everyone know, that just means it has more fans or more blades on it.
So it's a 7+7 instead of a 6+6. We also have a all-wheel drive catless downpipe.
So no cat.
No cat. No. We put that on every 2 years to pass emissions.
Fair enough. Tell us a little more about this intake, because this isn't your standard cone filter.
Yeah, so this is a Samota that's obviously been painted, and I've changed some boots to give it the all-black look. Kind of looks a little bit like stock, maybe at first impression, but I like the air filters that draw from the outside of the engine bay.
So how much power are we making with this?
So at the wheels, at a mile-high elevation, we've got about 265 horsepower and 318 foot-pounds of torque to all four wheels.
All four wheels, and that's where this car really shines. You did an all-wheel drive swap on this, and what we were talking about earlier is a bit of an adventure. Why don't you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, so Travis on the C30 crew forums came out with a all-wheel drive conversion, and right away I knew I had to pull through with it, so I immediately went out and bought myself a V50 and stole all the parts on it, put her in there, and she didn't work. So I was a little disappointed and had all the parts on it, so I had to get her working one way or another. We ended up using a voltage regulator to control the open percentage of the solenoid, controlling the Haldex engagement. So it allowed us to give a certain amount of engagement and almost treats it as a viscous clutch. So we have a little bit of slip in the front end, but after that initial slip, it fully engages to the rear.
I gotta say, this is something to aspire to. It's super clean. I love the Jeep Grand Sport graphics there. This is really impressive, and I've spent some time behind this thing because, you know, front wheel drive and not nearly as much engine work. And it's a beautiful car, man. I just want to take a second. All right. Thank you so much for checking it out. Is there anything you want the people to follow you on Instagram, social media, anything like that?
No, I mean, you can check out my build threads on the C30 crew under Jamatron. But other than that, I've got a few YouTube videos under Jimmy Benz, but there's I'm not too big into the social media.
Fantastic. Well, it's not for everyone, man. I could totally see that. But that's James's C30, guys. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. This thing's freaking awesome. It's pretty much, would you say, a maxed out on the KO4?
Yeah, this is about maxed out on the KO4. I mean, the only bolt-on we don't have is the ported lower plenum, and I'm sure that'll be coming in recent times.
It's never finished, right? Any plans in the future for this, or once you get that in, you're just going to leave it as?
You know, I was thinking about doing some beach windows on the back and trying to get the rear windows to pop out, get a little more ventilation for the dog in the back. Maybe some wheels, but that's about it.
I guess that leads us into it. Tell us a little bit more about Blue here. What is Blue?
Well, Blue is a Great Pyrenees mix. He's about 3.5.
Big dog. How much does he weigh?
He's about 115, 120. A lot of fluff. The hair is endless, and we just rely him to the back, and that's his space, and that's all we get.
Fantastic. He's almost as impressive as the car, if not more so. But that's James's C30, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch Shifting Lanes on social media, we're at Shifting Lanes. If you want to follow me, I'm at Kennedy83. If you want to support the channel, head on over to our Teespring account. Link in the description below. That's where you can get all of your sweet Volvo swag or Shifting Lane swag. We got the C30, we got the B70R, the S60R, the brand new Hellwinkle shirts, which are awesome. Do yourself a favor and grab one of those. But as for this video, I want to thank James for spending some time with us. But that's a wrap, and I'll catch you next time.